I would like to know, is there a relationship between food sensitivities and a person's ability to burn fat?
Yep, so food sensitivities will have an impact just on the way your body functions in general. So everything will be impaired if the body isn't able to thrive in the natural way that it's supposed to. So yeah, it'll make a huge difference. I know there's a lot of the population now have tolerances with gluten or dairy and other things like that. So if we are intolerant to that, our stomach or our gut lining will swell. So that's going to cause us to not be able to process the food very well. What happens when we do that is the body gets into survival mode, which causes cortisol. So what cortisol does, that's responsible for a lot of bad things: anxiety, depression, weight gain, stress, just a lot of that.
Stress hormone.
For sure, yeah. So if the gut is stressed, then it's going to do the same thing and start sending signals to store fat for emergencies. We can't choose what our emergency situation is; it'll just store fat every time. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how do you think people would know what sort of food sensitivities they have? And once they figure that out, what would you recommend that they do about that?
Well, okay. So what I'd recommend they do once they do know is stop eating it first and foremost, because I think...
Like forever, or...?
Yeah. I think what happens generally if someone is slightly intolerant to gluten, as an example, and they stop eating gluten, when they do have it again after a year or so, their body will reject it more than what they did because they don't have an intolerance.
Oh, wow.
They haven't built up an intolerance to it, so they'll know straight away. Their stomach will be more bloated. They will be less comfortable because of that. So yeah, I would recommend stopping it completely. But I mean, that's people will still have bits and pieces, the same as I'll say, don't eat lollies, but I'll still have lollies, and every now and then that is fine, but that would still be my recommendation, to not have any. Finding out, there's a lot of ways. If you eat dairy and you get a sore stomach, you're probably intolerant. Same with gluten. If you start to get swelling in your stomach or gassy or bloated, you probably have intolerance. Eggs do the same thing. If people have too many, they can get quite gassy.
Yeah.
There might be just too many, or you can have intolerance. So from there, you can just go get tested relatively easily.
So I guess you could sort of figure it out yourself by writing down how you felt after a meal. So if you did feel bloated or gassy, or if you felt really tired, I guess that foods can have that effect as well. But I guess that we're eating a combination of many foods in one meal, so it can be quite hard to pinpoint what it was. So there's a lot of, places out there I know that you can get hair analysis done and things like that, and skin analysis as well to figure out what those are.
Yeah, definitely. And that's again going back to the tracking your nutrition. If you're thinking, I always get a sore stomach at 2 o'clock, you can actually just go back and see what you're eating around the few hours beforehand.
Many people are creatures of habit, aren't they? They're eating the same things every day, so it's
generally about 70%, I think, and your groceries are about 70% the same each week.